But okay, so you guys last week I asked what you guys wanted us to go over, and you guys asked how to enroll DTs. So first, I want you guys to drop in the chat if you can. How long did you watch your enroller before you actually signed up and started? So if everyone could just drop that in the chat, just so I can see what everyone's answers are. And I'll tell you guys mine too. I watched Kara for probably 3 years before I actually started. She only asked me once, but I watched for 3 years and then I jumped on and haven't looked back. But so just put that in the chat. And then the first thing that I'm going to talk about is following up for distributors. So obviously you have to get them interested, and we're going to go over ways to like get people interested. But the fortune is always in the follow-up for any loyal customer, any distributor. Sometimes it might take one follow-up. Sometimes it might take 30 follow-ups. Just keep following up until they sign up. I have a couple Zooms that I'm going to recommend at the end of this, and one of them that I was watching, she said she follows up no matter what. Even if they say, oh, not right now, she's still following up like a month later. So make sure you have like a follow-up list, whether it's on your phone in the Connect app. The Connect app is awesome. I need to start using it more as well, but you can actually add your potentials. So you get their numbers, get their phone numbers. I think you can do something through Facebook. I don't know. But add your potentials that way, or write it on a piece of paper. Somewhere in Facebook, you can make like a potentials friend list or something. But make sure you're following up with them at first every like couple days. Not like, don't like annoy them, but like at first, if they're like, oh yeah, I'm super interested, maybe 2 or 3 days later, send them another message and ask. And then maybe a week later, see if they're still interested. And then month by month, you can follow up that way. You just have to kind of find what organization works for you, whether it's paper, your phone, iPad, computer, whatever. So following up is super important with distributors because they just have to keep watching you to like actually see potential in this company, to like see that you're doing well. So that's why consistency is key, and Morgan is going to actually talk about that right now. So Morgan, you can talk. I think you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So when Stacy, I don't know if you guys all saw Stacy's live last night, but when she said she takes no days off, that's no joke. We take no days off. If you want to enroll, you need to be posting every single day. And something that I had this girl message me yesterday or the day before, and she was she had liked one of my opportunity posts, and she messaged me first, and she said, I hate living paycheck to paycheck, and every time I see your posts it pulls me in. And so that was like ding ding ding, like people are watching, whether they're liking, whether they're commenting, they're still watching you. And literally I could not have quit my full-time job if this business didn't work. So people are still going to be watching me, like whether they join now, whether they join in a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever. And so that's like huge. You just, every single day, I know we've said it before, but every day we try to do at least one product post. I'm not even going to say try, just do one product post and one opportunity post. And with opportunity posts, we want to try and post like a picture of ourselves or of our family, so that you're not like sounding spammy, because that's like something that's going to turn people away. If like all they see is like it works post, then they're going to just get annoyed and probably unfollow you. But if they like actually see that you're a real person and like you have a family, you have a dog, you have a daughter, you have whatever, they're going to be watching that and continuing to watch, like, oh, this girl started out at Ruby because I've been watching her journey. She started out making $500 and now she's making, $5,000. So that's just super, super important. And then another thing that I wanted to touch on that I think is super important is if you have a significant other or a husband, I strongly suggest signing them up because I signed my husband up and like we're making extra money obviously from his account. And so plus not only are you going to be building their account up and making extra money with it, but it's going to help you promote. So if you're trying to promote to Ruby and you sign up your husband, you only need 2 more people and you'll be charting for Ruby. And so, yeah, that's what I had on that.
I like that. Yeah, if you have a significant other, I highly suggest signing them up early just so you can start building them. That's one thing I do regret, but start now, and as long as you can build them and enroll distributors, which we all should be able to. We're giving you tips. I'm going to give you other places to find tips, but definitely sign them up. And with consistency too, like you guys have to be posting on Facebook, Instagram, your stories, post about your life. Like don't make it all it works. That's like one thing. Don't make it all about it works. Post your life. Like today I posted about my groceries. That's the main reason I joined you guys, was to pay for my groceries and gas. So this kind of goes into attraction marketing, which I do message for distributors sometimes, but I also, people come to me because like friends and family that I didn't even know were interested come to me because I post every single day, and I post about small things like paying for my gas. Some people can't afford to pay for a full tank of gas, you guys. Some people have to put like $20 in at a time. So if you're saying, thanks, it works for paying for my gas this week, like just post something super simple. It can be on your story. You can post about it on your Facebook page. And then posting about like grocery shopping, and you can say, hey, thanks, it works for picking up the tab today. You can post like a picture of your receipt and how much it was, and people are gonna be like, wow, you're making an extra $200 from your phone. Like they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Or like, what is that? Or you can say, thanks to my side business or whatever. You don't have to say it works all the time, but you can just say like your side business. Another thing with attraction marketing, you want clear and crisp photos. Like don't post a blurry photo that's not good. People are going to be like, oh, that's doesn't look good. So just take like an extra 2 minutes to, there's so many apps out there that are free, some cost money, but take that extra 1 minute to 2 minutes. It takes me 1 minute to put a filter on my pictures, and I put it on the same filter every single time because on Instagram, you want your profile to look very nice and people to like be attracted to your profile. And like on your actual feed, you don't want to post much about it works or before and afters. That's another big thing. Use that for your stories. Just so people, when they look at your profile, they're not like, oh, that's spam or anything. But so just make sure that it's clear and looks very nice. And then post like the before and afters in the story. Because honestly, you guys, stories is where it's at now. People aren't really looking at profiles as much. They're looking at stories. So make sure that you're interacting with people's stories and then posting about the business opportunity. You can post other people's stories, make your own story, like post a selfie of you and put like wording, like layer it, if that makes sense. Like one story says one thing and then just like keep adding on to it. That's something that's super important, and people like see that it's you and your story, and they're gonna be like, oh, like, wow, she started off as a broke college student and now she makes however much, $2,000 from her phone. They're gonna be like, what? Another thing that's really important that I need to work on too is planning out your post. Like your posts need to sound good and be like very well written. You don't want to take like 2 minutes just to write a post. So pick a day of the week that you can plan out posts on Facebook and Instagram for the week. This is something Jade Hooper talks about. On every Sunday night, she plans out every single post. So you can put this in like your notes section, have like pictures ready that you look nice. Like maybe you dress up one day, take 20 pictures that day in different shirts so you have one for a long time. And then take time to really write a good post. It can be like your story, what It Works has done for you, what it's going to do for you, and just different things like that. It just takes it might take like you an hour, but that's better than writing a post that nobody's gonna like comment on or even like. So that's attraction marketing. Morgan, are you ready to, I mean, I know Emmy's being a little crazy, but do you want to talk about, I don't know what you saw today about feelings in like a post and not making it seem.
Okay, yeah, like, so I was watching a video about, Jade was talking about, like, when you post, like, people, so she was talking about, like, her struggles, like, you know, they were, like, super, super broke, and, like, I can't even remember what she was talking about, but it was, like, about her story, basically, but she was saying how people are, like, going to be attracted, like, obviously women are emotional people, and we're going to be able to connect better with a post that's more about like feelings. And so she was just like saying, you know, don't be what'd she say? Can't remember now. I should have written it down. But she said, don't be like afraid to tell your story, like where you started. Like even if you know, even today, I've said it multiple times. We've been overdrafted multiple times. I'm not gonna lie about that. And that's something that probably most people can relate to. Like a lot of people get overdrafted a lot. And like that's something that this business can obviously help with. And so she was just saying, like, be real with people and be like, don't try to be fake and say, oh, I'm sitting on the couch doing nothing, making $5,000 a month. Like, no, it's gonna take work. But you just have to be real and tell your story, and your story is going to attract so many people. Like I said, I had that one girl message me, and then I've had 3 others message me first because they've seen my posts and they're like, what are you doing? You know, I'm interested. And that's a good feeling too, when you finally get people actually messaging you instead of you having to message all those people. Like, then you're like, then you know you're doing something right.
I had something to say and now I can't even remember it. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So I think a lot of people are worried now that the kits are back to $99 that it's the end of the world and you're not gonna be able to sign distributors, because I'm pretty sure since I've been in, so all of you, it's been at least $49 or $20. So you guys really haven't had to deal with $99 kits. And look at that as a good thing, because I mean, all of you pretty much signed up for 20, and thankfully you guys are all still here. But a lot of people just join for that $20 and then they quit because it's only $20. You guys, most people have $20 to spend, and they're just gonna not like care about this business. But when they're spending $99 can be a lot of money for some people. So if they're taking the time to spend that money on a business and for themselves, they're actually going to work and actually going to do stuff in this business. There are plenty of Zooms out there, which Ashley Mayfield had one a couple weeks ago that was really, really good. She had like, I don't know, she interviewed like 5 people and they all talked about $99 kits and how it's an amazing deal, because it is, you guys. if you think about it, starting your own business costs a lot of money. It costs a lot more than $99. I can tell you that for sure. It costs thousands, if not tens of thousands. You have to pay for your own building, you have to pay for your supplies, and you have to pay for your products and stuff like that. In this business, you literally have to pay $99, pay for your auto shipment, which is the products you should be using anyways, but you can sell those as samples and make more. And your website, which is $20 a month, which you should, if you're making that with business, you can pay for that way. So $99, you guys have to like be super excited about it and be like, I have this amazing deal. It's only $99 to get started, and just be super excited and confident when you're talking to people. I know that's something I struggled when I first started because it was $99 at first, but once I got confident about it and confident in this business, I was talking confidently about it, and people are like, oh, that's it? Like, it's only $99, and then they sign up. So a couple other people, Katie Bevington has a Zoom over the $99 kits, which I'll post in Boss Babes because I saw that on another page. And then Jade Hooper always has amazing Zooms about signing distributors. And like what Morgan was saying, just like post like your story, post if you were struggling before this business, post about it. Just get vulnerable, because people are going to relate to that. And it's just amazing how many people, like, you'll find out that they're going to start coming to you. But like we said, consistency is key. I think that's the main thing with signing distributors. They're going to keep watching you. So you have to keep posting. That one day you take off, somebody might have needed you to post about it. They might have been praying like, oh, I need a sign. I need something else in my life. I need extra income. And what if you were going to be that post, but you didn't post that day? You missed out on that distributor. So I think it's really important at least to put it in your story or go Facebook Live about it. I know some people don't like doing that. I don't like doing it. I need to do it more often, but go live telling your story. And there's just so many different ways to work this business, you guys, but just make sure you're doing it every single day. Not just posting either, you guys. You have to message too. So just consistency is key, and that's like the main thing in this business. And if you're not being consistent, it's going to show, and that's why you're not enrolling. And sometimes if you are being consistent, you guys are planting those seeds. You just have to remember that you're planting those seeds and the harvest is coming. So don't get discouraged if you're not signing customers or distributors. Just remember you have to keep posting, keep getting those posts up. Just keep doing it all, because when the harvest comes, you're going to be like, whoa, like you're going to sign like 5 customers and distributors in one day, you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Morgan, do you have anything else to say about signing distributors? I'm trying to think of some other stuff.
I was going to, so on Jade's video, she was talking about making a schedule, which is super important and I need to get better about, but like making a schedule for when you're talking to a potential distributor and you're like, are you ready to get started? And then maybe they're like, no, not yet, or no, I don't have the money yet, or whatever they say. Instead of just saying, okay, I'll talk to you later, say, okay, when would you like to schedule a time to get started? And then they're going to be like, okay, well, I get paid next week, or maybe in a couple of months, whatever it is. And then you can say, okay, I'll put you in my schedule for that time and I'll follow up with you then. And I need to start doing that because just going through my messages recently, there's a lot of people I've not followed up with just because I have forgotten about them. So make sure you're writing them down, and you do kind of tell them like you're going to put them in their schedule, or your schedule, just so they kind of like see that like you have other people, other potentials that you're putting in your schedule, and it's not just them. And then I don't know if you guys want me to send what I've been sending to potential distributors. like my script. I don't know if that would help you guys maybe, and then you can just kind of edit it how like that sounds better, closer to you, or if you guys already have something that you say that's working, that's fine, but if not, I can send mine in the chat.
Yeah, maybe send it, but change it to sound like you. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put this in the chat, but if that doesn't sound like you, don't. Just you can change it up, obviously. And then one more thing I wanted to talk about really quick is the Connect app. You guys is like something we all need to start using more often. I know, but they just like updated it, and they even have like a follow-ups little tab that you can go to, and you can set up times on a specific day and a specific time that you can follow up with them. And I'm sure the Connect app like sends you like a notification. And then I'm pretty sure you can also make different groups in the Connect app. I need to play around with it, but you can make new groups, and you can put like potential distributors.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh, you're fine. You can put what's happening.
It's not letting me put it in the chat, so I figured I'd just send it to you. And I think maybe because I'm not like the host or whatever.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
Yeah, I'll copy and paste it. But you guys can make I'm copying this one. Make a group in Connect app and put potential distributors, and then you guys can, it takes 2 seconds. You can follow up with all of them in 2 seconds to send them the same message. Like, hey girl, I have 2 spots left on my team today. Are you ready to get started? Oh, you know why? I think it's too long. Hold on. 1 second. Maybe you can put it in the Boss Babes chat too. Sorry, guys. I'm putting Morgan's script in the chat. I have to put it separately because I think it was too long, and that's why I wasn't letting you put it in there. There we go. So that's what Morgan sends, and you guys just have to get creative and just like be yourself. I think that's another big thing in this business. You have to be yourself because people are going to join you. They're not going to join networks. They're joining you. They're going to trust you, and you're the one that's guiding them through this business. So they need to build that trust in you. So someone might say they're interested one day and they might not sign up that day, you guys. They might sign up a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, a year later, 3 years later. But you have to be consistent if you want them to actually sign up with you, because if they have 2 people they're watching and you're not posting every day, but this other girl is posting every day, she's probably going to sign up with that other girl. I was just going to say something else. Also, you guys, when you're following up too, it doesn't always have to be like, hey, are you ready to get started? It can be, hey, how are you today? Or like, hey, I saw you were doing this, blah, 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 you're on vacation. Are you having fun or something? It doesn't always have to be about the business. You can start building those like relationships and use that as a follow-up, because then they might be like, oh, I was going to message you today and be like, I want to start. You never know, but if you just start those other conversations, they're going to build that trust and be like, oh, this person actually cares about me. And then they're going to be like, oh, like I actually trust her and I can start with her. So I guess that's what I'm going to end off on, unless anybody has any questions or has anything else to say. But I highly recommend watching those other Zooms, because just hearing from other people sometimes helps too. So Ashley Mayfield has a good one, Katie Bevington, Jade Hooper, there's a lot more, but I'll post the Katie Bevington one in our group chat. And I'm gonna stop recording and I'll post this.